Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure you've hit subscribe. I'm filming something a little different today. Up until now on my channel, you're gonna find a lot of clothing hauls, a lot of vlogs, and I absolutely love filming this type of video, but I really wanna start branching out and trying a few different type of videos. I was thinking maybe of doing a gift guide, but before we do that, I really wanted to film this get ready with me. Now, I feel like it's taken me so long to do this style video because it's quite confronting for me to film a makeup get ready with me because it requires me to be fresh faced, no makeup. And for a long period of time there, I really did struggle with my birthmark and having the confidence to do that, putting my flaws out there, because the internet can be a really cruel place. I'm definitely at that point in my life where I've been able to learn and grow and get my confidence to a level where I don't really care what people say or think. So here we are, bare face, about to film a get ready with me. Now, I don't actually have like a event to go to today, but I will be filming content. I thought it'd be cool if we sat down, had a little catch up. I'll share all my favorite like go-to makeup products at the moment. And then also last week I put one of those question boxes up on Instagram stories. It's like one of those ones where you don't know who's asked the questions. The app's called NGL. It looks like this. Anyway, I have a bunch of questions to answer from this. So let's go. The moisturizer I just put on is the Ordinary Surface Hydration Formula. I swear this has been my go-to for a long time. I don't know how many of these I've been through, but I re-buy it every time I run out. It's just a really good, like, everyday, lightweight moisturizer. And then for primer, I've been using this Refi, like, roll-on one. I've only been using this for a short while. This is the first one I've ever tried. I bought, like, 3 different things from Refi recently. I bought this, like, brow thing and a lip sculpt, which is essentially just, like, a lip liner, like, with a screw, like a screw top. And I'm telling you, I wasn't impressed. Now, I actually really like this primer, but the brow thing, no, I will not be repurchasing that. I just felt like it was just hard to use and didn't really give like the effect that I was looking for. And then the lip crayon-y thing, that like broke the second time I used it. And then I tried to wind it up and it didn't wind, and you can't sharpen it either. So it was like a broken off head that wouldn't wind. Anyway, it's in the bin. However, this primer I really love. It gives like a nice tacky base, dries really nicely, and I really do think my makeup lasts longer when I wear it. So that's my thoughts on Refi. Next step in my makeup routine is the Glow Recipe drops. I discovered these before I went to Europe, and while I was away, like I had this mini size. This is the big one and this is the mini one. I had the mini size and I ran out and stressed out while I was away because I became that addicted to it. I was like, my makeup's not gonna be the same. I'm not gonna glow. And my mum started using it while we were away on holiday together, and she felt exactly the same way. And I was like, Mum, stop. You have to stop using it because I'm not gonna have any left. And what do you know? I ran out. Whatever routine you have with your makeup right now, add this step to it and it will just like elevate it by 10. Then of course, the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. This is just, again, for glow, but you can actually get away with using this as just like a foundation on the days that you want to go like more of a natural glow. I recently just tried the MCO Beauty like dupe version of this, which I have here. It's in a lighter shade because I accidentally got the 4 instead of the 4.5. I use 4.5 in Charlotte Tilbury, but they are exactly the same. So if you are looking for a more affordable alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury, now that I've tried it, probably just go get the MCO one from Woolies, to be honest. But for the girlies who haven't used this before and have no idea like how to use it or what it is, I was exactly the same. But essentially it's just to go under your foundation to give you more of a glow. As you can see, my face is instantly more glowy. Now let's start answering some of these questions. This concealer, I can't tell you where it's from because I'm actually trialing one for Silk All of Morocco at the moment. But when I tell you, I'm obsessed with this formula. I usually use the NARS Custard, but this has well and truly taken its place. I'm very picky with concealer. It always interests people like how I cover my birthmark. These days, to be honest, I don't try and cover it, but I do like to just blend out the line of it so that it all just sits a little nicer. Now, a lot of these questions, a lot of them are the same. So this person said, why did you and your ex break up, and can you not dull it down and be truthful? I've obviously avoided this topic completely, like on all my social platforms, not just YouTube. I've definitely been asked this question a lot, and then especially like in the heat of the breakup. And I honestly don't blame you guys for like asking, because I post my relationships publicly. So I guess the breakup was public also. But for me, I guess I don't want to talk about past relationships, past anything, to be honest. I don't live in the past. I'm living in the present, and I don't like to bring up like old things. And I know this is probably me dulling it down, but I just don't think it's appropriate to be discussing like the ins and outs of a relationship publicly, like when there's no need to. And sometimes things just don't work out and you weren't meant to be, and that's totally okay. I have well and truly moved on, and I really do believe that everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you can't see it in the moment, sometimes it's really hard to see, but I promise you things are gonna work out. Now for foundation, I use the Estee Lauder Double Wear, but excuse me, I'm using two colors at the moment because I feel like I used to use Shell Beige on its own, 4N1, but mixed with Fresco 2C3, I feel like is the perfect like combo for me. To mix it together, I actually use this lash case from Silk of Morocco. It had some fake lashes in there. Now I use it as my like little mixing palette, which is really handy. I just get like the back of my brush, as you can see, and then like stir it around like this and then dip my brush in. Very handy. Am I in a relationship? Yes. I am literally the happiest I've ever been. Like, oh my God, I just saw a butterfly fly past the window. Butterflies are like a sign for me from my guardian angels. So that was really cute. How did we meet? Well, that's an interesting story. Christian, my new partner, he went to the same school as I did, and he was actually in the grade below me. So I didn't know him in school, but we knew of each other. Like, obviously he was cute even back in school. So I remember thinking he was cute, but obviously he was younger than me. So I was just like not really into it back then. I didn't even date guys in my grade at school. Like, I used to date guys older or like just in other schools. I don't know, I was a bit of a weirdo. I was actually one of the eldest in my grade, so I don't know. But yeah, so we knew of each other in school, but didn't like talk or whatever. But apparently he's had a crush on me since high school, which is like bizarre to me because that's like 10 years. So he's been like following me on social media, I guess, like all this time, and apparently been trying to take me out the whole time, which yes, there is a very very large backlog of messages, both on Instagram and like Messenger on Facebook, which I actually think is super cute now that I see it. So what happened was, I was on Hinge dating, and I'd been on a lot of first dates. A couple had gone past the first date, but I kind of just got over it, to be honest. And I was like, Mom, I'm just gonna give it a rest. I remember literally sat down at the kitchen bench with Mom, and I was like, I'm over this. Like, I need a break. I'm gonna delete Hinge, and I'm just gonna focus on work and my next steps. I just want to put all like the attention and focus on myself right now, like, because it's exhausting. It's exhausting dating. Like, all the messaging back and forth and, you know, going on dates, getting yourself ready, getting yourself there. It can be exciting and fun, but it also can be draining because you might think that something's going to be something and then it ends up not being that, and you get let down, and it's kind of just deflating. So I was over that, and I was like, I'm deleting the app. Deleted it. Literally as I deleted it, Christian slid in the DMs again. Like, I don't know how many times this man had messaged himself, but this message was like a typed out PDF agenda of our proposed first date together. Like, I kid you not. I remember thinking in my head after I read it, this guy is like the epitome. He is the dictionary definition of if he wanted to, he would. It was the cutest thing. It was like proposed date, proposed time. This is the proposed menu. Like, if you have any dietary requirements, please let me know. It was so cute. And I remember turning to mum and I was like laughing. I was like giggling. And I was like, should I give this guy a shot? Like, should I give him a chance? And my mum goes, Georgia, you keep going on like you want a guy that's obsessed with you, that's gonna look after you, take care of you. I just have always wanted to be with someone who saw me as their dream girl. And so my mom's like, you've literally got this guy obsessed with you. He's consistently been messaging you for 10 years on and off, trying to take you out, and you haven't given him a shot. She's like, are you crazy? And I was like, you know what, Mom? You might be right. Hold that thought. Next step after foundation for me is a cream bronzer to like contour my cheeks. Charlotte Tilbury, everyone goes on about, and I got it because everyone raves about it. But look, the packaging is leaking, eh? It's actually really hard to blend and not look patchy, I find. I've tried dotting it on and blending it. Same thing happens if I like put it on the back of something and tap it on with my sponge blender. Just does not blend very well for me. I much prefer these cream bronzers from Fenty Beauty. I love this color number 4 in Honey Glaze. It's like dark enough that it shows up as a contour, but not like a dirty contour. So this is what I typically use on like a natural makeup day. So anyway, I got back to him, messaged him back, and I was like, look, let's do it. I'm free. And he wanted to cook me dinner, so it was like a cute little dinner date. Honestly, I went with 0 expectations, like less than 0. I thought, I'm just gonna go on this date. It's gonna be my last one. I'm not gonna date after this. I'm just going to go see how it goes, get this guy like off my back pretty much, like so that he stops messaging and stops annoying me. And I remember thinking, like, as soon as I did see him, I was like, holy shit, you're so much better looking in real life. That was the first thing. And when we got talking, I realized that we just like aligned on so much in terms of like values, family values, things that we wanted, like the timeline of things that we wanted. We kind of spoke about like really big things on that very first date, because I feel like both of us were on the same page of like, we were dating because we wanted to find our person. And so we kind of like cut the bullshit and got down to like the nitty gritty, like right away, to be honest. It wasn't like an interview, but we just, yeah, we covered a broad range of topics. Anyway, the date obviously went really good. And I left thinking, oh my days, I'm really into this guy, and I did not expect it. So I went home and told my mom, and the rest is history. We met up like 2 days later for our second date, and then we've been inseparable ever since. We've literally been together only 3 months. And yes, we're living together, which is wild. I know how wild this sounds, guys, but I have never been more sure of anything in my life. I know how cringe it sounds, but I'm like, I just adore him. Now, there was this one question, are you now a stepmom of 2 kitties? So on Christian's profile, he's definitely not an Instagram person. He's not a social media person, which I loved. Hold that thought. Next step is blush. Blush is my favorite step in the whole of my makeup routine. I have so many blushes, but I think my go-to would probably be this Mecca pink or the Hope Rare Beauty liquid blush. Probably lately I've been wearing this one more. Anyway, so he's not a social media guy, and the photos he has on his profile are either like really old or just like not very good. Like, he does not do himself justice in his Instagram photos, I swear. Have you ever heard that thing where people say people who take a good pic usually aren't as hot in real life, and people who are hot in real life usually don't take a good pic? Well, that is very true in Christian's case. Anyway, on his profile, he has a lot of pictures of him and his godson, his niece and nephew, and it looks like, I could see why it would look like that they were his kids. And I had a little giggle when I got that message, but no, Christian doesn't have kids. He's just obsessed with kids, which I absolutely love. Another question in here is, are you ready to settle down? I've wanted kids for a while now. I was just waiting for the right situation, and when I say that, I mean like the right person. Having kids is a very big thing, And I've always said to myself, take your time, make sure you're sure about the situation you're in, the person you're with, before you consider that. So that's why I'm here 29 and I don't have kids. It's not because I don't want them. I hadn't met the right person. I'm taking so much longer to do my makeup than I usually do. I swear I usually whiz through this, but I keep getting distracted with chatting. Next up, I use the Laura Mercier setting powder. This is the translucent one. I'm obsessed with this. I try not put too much on because you can build, but I usually just put it in like my tear troughs. Is that what it's called? Just under here, so that the makeup just sets but also like doesn't crinkle. And then I sweat a bit here. My pores are really big here. I hate my pores. Actually, that was a question in here. My biggest insecurity. Maybe my pores, my large pores. No, that's silly. I'll think about that one a little more before I answer it. If I'm like snatching myself, I'll use it like along here to really just like snatch my cheekbones, but not so much if I'm doing like a natural makeup look. There's two pressed powders I'm obsessed with. The MAC Studio Fix in NC42 and then the Makeup Forever. I love this formula way more than this one, but this is my lighter powder. This is my mum calling. One second. Hi, Mum. What do you want?
So there's quite a lot of availability on the 20th.
Is this for the barbecue boats?
Yeah.
You're so cute. I'm in the middle of filming a YouTube.
Okay.
So you're on loudspeaker.
Well, who are you filming it with?
Myself.
Oh, okay.
She is so cute. Honestly, my mom is my best friend. Oh, is that a dragonfly? Stop. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, this Makeup Forever powder is actually a far better formula, I think. It leaves your skin like flawless, but I need to get like a darker shade in this because this is for when I don't have like tan on or I'm not like bronzed. Anyway, today we'll use the MAC. What's your favorite thing about your new partner? I literally love everything about him, and I'm not just saying that. I know how disgusting that sounds. No one's perfect. I'm definitely not perfect, but even the things like that he wants to work on or could work on, I love those things about him. It's actually disgusting. But if I would have to pick one, I love the way he takes care of me. Like, I've never had a man take care of me the way he does. Oh my God, I don't want to get emotional. He just really cares about me and wants to make me happy. He makes me feel loved every day. And he also makes me feel like I don't have to change anything about myself. Like, I'm perfect just the way I am. I guess answering the insecurities question, there was a question on here, like, what's your biggest insecurity? Something I've struggled with my whole life is this sense of like not being enough. Not being enough in like every way, I guess. Not being pretty enough, not working enough, not earning enough money, not having enough friends, not cooking enough, not working out enough. It took a while for me to like even realize this, but I realized obviously when you have a self-limiting belief like that, that you're not enough or you're not doing enough, it can definitely affect your relationships. Especially if you're with someone who makes you feel like you're not enough and either says that through their words or by their actions. My relationship at the moment, I just feel like my nervous system has been regulated. Like I'm able to like sit back into my feminine and I just trust him. I really do just feel like safe with him. It's all about how he makes me feel, to be honest. That's what I love about him the most. I like to put on a powder blush over the top of my liquid blush just because it lasts a lot longer. And this Orgasm color from NARS is my absolute favorite pink. Look how gorgeous that is. It's got a little bit of shimmer in it and it works really nice with this Rare Beauty blush. How did you move on and find new love? When I was going through my last breakup, this was back in January, so like 12 months ago now, I actually planned out a YouTube video that I wanted to do, kind of like the breakup Bible of the steps that I took to like get me through that period of time. The advice I would give to my younger self, to a friend, to a sister, if they needed advice and they were going through a breakup, this is what I would tell them to do. I just never ended up filming it. Maybe I should get that out because I really do think it would help some people. I think what really helped me move on was moving back to Brisbane to stay with family from the Gold Coast. The love and support that they gave me through that time where I wasn't really sure what was going to happen next, and obviously my emotions were here, there, and everywhere. It just really helped knowing fact that I had people there that no matter what happened were going to be there and listen to me. I guess I cried it out, I talked it out, and then I gave myself time. I didn't like rush back into looking to get an apartment or rush back to living on the Gold Coast. I gave myself time to just really just sit with myself and reflect on how I was feeling, get it all out. After that period of time when I did feel ready to like start mingling, being social, and then even think about like talking to anyone or going on a date, I kind of just decided to have fun with it and like just removed all expectations. And I just went really slow and at my own pace. I think that's all you can do. But also what I did do was remain optimistic. Like there was none of this like, oh my God, you know, I'm 29, I'm never gonna meet anyone, poor me, you know, another failed relationship. I could have been like that. And I feel like there's a lot of that shit on TikTok. Like if you're going through a breakup, like TikTok can either be a really positive, uplifting space or like a really negative one. I feel like too many people, not just women, but men as well, like they talk about the dating pool being shit, or, you know, there's no good men out there, or there's no good women out there. And it's just not true. But if you're going to keep telling yourself that and keep listening to that, the law of attraction is just going to do its thing. So I made sure that I remained optimistic, positive. You know, this is happening for me, not to me. Sorry, that brow product I just used is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. One of my favorite brow products of all time. Like I used to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wax, which sometimes I do now and again, but I just feel like this is far quicker to apply and is less clumpy. Also, like my makeup doesn't get all like weird in it. Favorite lip liner of all time is the MAC Soar. I've got a bunch of other lip liners, and majority of the MAC lip liners I love actually, as well as the Silk Olive Morocco's for more like nudie browns. But I just feel a bit weird if I don't have this color on. Can't really talk and do this, so just give me 1 second. I also only line my lips with this, and then I usually use like a gloss or a lip balm in the middle. Like, okay, recently I got gifted some of this MCO makeup to do a review on. This lip balm is so yum, and it's actually really moisturizing, so highly rate this. I'm probably gonna put this on today. But usually my favorite lip gloss of all time is the Fenty Heat. This is confusing. They have a couple different ones, right? So there's a cream. I don't love the cream gloss as much as I do the luminizing. Yeah, it's the Luminizer Plumper in Fussy Heat 02, the best shade. And obviously don't get this if you don't like lip plumping lip glosses. Actually, let's put her on. Look at this color. And it's like creamy and glossy. I'm not a matte girly. I'm like juicy, glossy, kissable lips over everything. Anyway, moving on to eyes. I really don't do much on my eyes. I use this Silk Olive Morocco palette pretty much every time I do an eye look, because it's got everything in here, but I just use like this white color all over, and then I usually use a darker color like in the corners. I really like this next question. It says, what's the biggest lesson you've learned in the last 12 months? I feel like I've learned so much. I feel like I'm constantly learning, like it's never ending. I'm actually gonna use this Honey Glaze bronzer again on the corner of my eyes because I just think it's a nice like contour color. What have I learned in the last 12 months? Biggest takeaway is just the reminder that everything can change really quickly, like overnight. You can meet your person and it can just change everything. You can get that job and it just change everything. You can spend more time with family and it can change everything. Your life, like, miracles are happening every day. And I know how freaking cheesy that sounds. Oh, I'm getting chills. It's so important in life to just remain positive and optimistic and lead with love. Even through the hard times when you just don't see a way out or you have no idea what's next. Because that was me majority of this year. I had no idea what to do next. I'm 29, back living with my parents. I didn't know where I wanted to live. I was like, do I need a career change? Do I need to go back and study? Should I do this? Should I do that? Struggling internally with questions of like, who am I? Pretty much an identity crisis. Feeling alone when you're going through stuff like that, where everything's just flipped upside down. Because let's remember, like at one point I thought my ex and I were gonna get engaged, settle down, have kids together. Like we were 2 years into a relationship together. that's naturally what happens next, right? Everything changed overnight. When you're going through shit like that, you just have to find the silver lining. You have to find those moments of gratitude and those things that you are grateful for, the things that are going right, because there's always things to be grateful for. So I think the biggest lesson I've learned is just to trust the universe, trust God, trust that everything's working in your favor and that you might be in a challenging situation, but shit can change real quick in a positive way. Everything that you're worried about now in this moment will not be a thing in 5 months' time, in a year's time, in a couple years' time, sometimes next week. So don't forget how beautiful life is. It really is. There's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot to be grateful for. True mascaras I swear by is the Silk Fiber Lash Mascara. This is like, if you want big, voluminous, long lashes, that's what these two do. And the benefit, they're real. If you don't like the two-step thing, this is the next best thing. Definitely doesn't give the false lash effect that these two do, but I feel like I prefer to use this one on my lower lashes. So let's go ahead and put these on. 3 questions here. Are you okay? Is everything okay? And how are you today? I'm absolutely amazing. Like, genuinely very happy, very content, and just excited, really excited for the future, really excited just for everything coming up. I've got a lot of events. Oopsie daisies. I mean, it is my birthday month. It's Saggy season. So I've got quite a few birthday events coming up. I just love my girlfriends. I love my partner. I love my family. I love where I live. I love my dog. I love what I'm doing. I'm just very grateful right now. This is the second step of this mascara. So it's like these little black fibers that you pull through, and it sticks to the mascara to like make your lashes more full and long. I'm gonna do just this side, and I'm gonna put my bottom lashes on to show you how, like, the power of mascara, because it's crazy. I will say at the moment I have felt a little overwhelmed with just how much we have on. Like, between Christian and I, obviously we're both really close with our families. So I'm not used to having like double the amount of engagements, I guess. I'm absolutely loving it. Like, don't get me wrong. His family, I have absolutely hit the jackpot. They are just such beautiful people, and they really just made me feel so welcome. And I love the fact that we share similar background. Like, his family, his dad's side of the family are, holy shit, look at my eye. Are Italian, and so is my dad's side. So we share like the same like cultural background, I guess. And family is very important to both of us. Another thing I love about him is his family, but is also their family traditions and how they like to get together for like weekly dinners. And they have this thing where it doesn't matter like what day someone's birthday falls on, like anyone in the immediate family, we always do dinner on like their birthday evening. And I think that's so beautiful. I even said to my family, I was like, we should do that. It's just been a lot lately with like all the festive events that have been on as well. Like, I've never been so social in my life, and I've surprised myself because I actually thought I was really introverted, which I can be. Like, I definitely need time to like recoup, or I get really grumpy. And it's not that I'm grumpy at anyone, it's just that I'm like really low on energy. So I need time by myself to like recoup. I really prefer to make sure that my battery pack is full so that I can give like the best version of myself to people when I meet them or when I see them. So it's really important to me that I have downtime. A lot of the Christmas parties are done now, but now obviously it starts with my birthday festivities because I am 30 in next week. 15th of December, I turn 30. I'm actually really excited. I'm not even mad about it. I'm really ready for this next era. I never thought I would say that. I used to be so scared of the thought of turning 30, and I thought that that was so old, but it's really not. I mean, I don't feel any different. On that note, my makeup is done. I feel like we've caught up on things now. Next couple of videos, I'm gonna do a full try on haul of the new BBL Lift Seamless. This is Right Away's latest collection. Actually, they have 2 new collections that they dropped just recently after the Black Friday sale ended. And I have pretty much, I'm not gonna say all the colorways, but pretty much. I got all the styles, all the colorways, and I'm gonna run through all my favorites. And after that, I definitely want to do a birthday week vlog. I guess like the lead up to my birthday, all the beauty appointments and things that I'm gonna get done, the outfits I plan on wearing, and then the events I have planned. So I'm very excited to share all that. I have thought about doing a gift guide for Christmas too. I just don't know if it's gonna be too late. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit like. Don't forget to subscribe so you're notified of my next upload. Love you so much. Thank you. Bye.